everyone. The hour is upon us again. Good evening and welcome to Sunday Rendezvous. As usual, our package tonight is loaded with stories making the rounds, human angle reports, and other interesting events which you cannot afford to miss. The third session of the 18th Synod of the Diocese of Enugu Anglican Communion has ended with a Thanksgiving service. And still in the spirit of Thanksgiving, two lawmakers having a Thanksgiving service appreciated God for a successful election into office. Also, in one of our reports tonight, you'll get to know how the Eid el-Kabir celebrations, which held last week, went in some parts of Enugu. And we have an update on one of the human angle stories we brought to you last week, and that is our outlook. I am Chinenye Nwoye, and I'm glad you could join us. Do not forget that you can watch us live on our YouTube channel at NTA Enugu. We begin with the hard news segment. A Thanksgiving service has held at the Cathedral Church of the Good Shepherd, Enugu, to thank God for a successful third session of the 18th Synod of the Diocese of Enugu Anglican Communion. Uchenna Nnamele reports.
The Thanksgiving service was to appreciate God as well as to thank Him for the successful third session of the 18th Synod of the Anglican Diocese of Enugu. In a sermon, a visiting bishop from Isimbano Diocese, Right Reverend Godson Okanwa, enjoined Christians to have unwavering faith in God in the midst of life challenges. The Anglican Archbishop of Enugu Province and Bishop of Enugu Diocese, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, tasked Nigerians to shun religious bigotry and remain united in prayers.
We listen to the suffering Southeast. This sit at home will vanish. We commend the government of Enugu State for what it's doing. But some people are still aggrieved that now can still be held. Tinubu should go to fair. Tinubu should be very much particular about the peace of the Southeast.
This is the last synod the Archbishop Emmanuel Chukwuma will preside over before his retirement after 25 years of service. In Enugu, Uchenna Nnamele, NTA News.
And earlier, while delivering his presidential address at the Synod, the Anglican Archbishop Enugu Ecclesiastical Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, charged Christians to remain steadfast in their service to God and humanity. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
It is the assemblage of the highest policy-making body of the Enugu Ecclesiastical Province of the Anglican Communion. With this year's theme, Continue in Faith, President of the Synod and Archbishop Enugu Ecclesiastical Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, charged Christians to always look unto God, the author and finisher of their faith.
To encourage our people that they should not allow these things to affect them, but they should continue their faith in our Lord Jesus Christ, looking unto Jesus, the author of our faith. And do not look at the problem, but look unto God. What government cannot do, what government cannot do, God in a miraculous way can provide for the people. And moreover, soften the heart of people and give people the grace to continue to bear the problems of Nigeria.
In his presidential address, the Archbishop advised leaders and those in positions of authority to be transparent in their dealings and ensure equitable distribution of the dividends of democracy.
Let the government create an atmosphere of relevance, of serious comfortability by cushioning the effect of the hardship, and make sure that they are sincere in their governance, to make sure that at least nobody is left out, but make sure that everybody is carried along. Inclusive governance, then that will put him very much involved and having faith in God and humanity.
This third session of the 18th Synod will be the last. The Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma will preside over the assembly as the President and Bishop of Enugu Diocese. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
We'll pause here for some commercials. Sunday Rendezvous. We'll be right back. Do stay.
Not too much berekete. Glow Berekete Plus is here. Existing Glow customers will get 400% bonus on every recharge and 100 MB data bonus on first recharge of the month. New Glow customers will get 1,000 Naira welcome bonus. To activate, buy a new Glow SIM today or dial *777# for existing Glow customers.
Welcome back. In obedience to God's injunction to always give thanks to him, the member representing Nsukka Igboeze South Federal Constituency, Chidi Mark Obeta, has in a Thanksgiving service appreciated God for his election and prayed for his guidance throughout his tenure. Uchenna Nnamele was at the inauguration Thanksgiving service and reels out the moments for Sunday Rendezvous.
St. John's Catholic Church, Ibagwani, in Nsukka local government area of Enugu State, was agog as parishioners, clergymen, family members, friends, and political associates of the member representing Nsukka Igboeze South Federal Constituency, Chidi Mark Obeta, joined him to thank God for his successful election and inauguration ceremony. The need for Christians to remain steadfast in God and not be weary is what Reverend Father Uchenna Ago, a visiting priest at the St. John's Catholic Parish Ibagwani, Nsukka local government area of Enugu State, is advocating.
People will see your place. You don't need to be there and see people talking about you.
Church service over, the event shifted to the reception arena where guests were treated to a rousing reception. The celebrants, while appreciating God, promised to attract dividends of democracy to his constituents.
We are going to give our constituency quality representation. We are also going to be looking at areas of agriculture. Our people are predominantly agrarian in nature. So we have to go look out for agricultural schemes out there that are being sponsored and anchored by the federal government of Nigeria and see how we can support the locals in their production of agriculture.
We are grateful to him for bringing us up, and because he has lifted us up, he will hold us to the end of whatever he wants us to do at this time in Jesus' name.
Some of the guests who graced the occasion had this to say.
Honorable Chidi Mark Obeta, he's a man with a big heart, and I just wish him well, more blessings and good health, and to deliver to his people all what he has promised.
Honorable Chidi, for the short time we have met, is a very wonderful person. He's a friendly person. He's somebody who believes in relationship. That's why most of us are here. And coming here to Nsukka today, I've actually seen that he's loved by his people.
I'm excited because of the type of person that Honorable Chidi is, his characters and his personality. We believe that we made the right choice.
The event attracted dignitaries within and outside the state.
It's indeed good to give thanks to God in every situation, and we hope the lawmaker delivers his promise to his people. And the member representing Enugu East Isuzo Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Professor Paul Nnamchi, has ascribed his victory at the polls to the divine providence of God. He was speaking at a post-inauguration Thanksgiving service and ceremony held in his honor at the St. Andrew's Basilica, Transekulu, Enugu. Chimaroke Ugu was at the event for Sunday Rendezvous.
That was the mood at the post-inauguration ceremony of the member representing Enugu East Issues of Federal Constituency, Professor Paul Nnamchi, who was joined by Labour Party stalwarts, party faithfuls, and other politicians from other party divides. Speaking to the people, Professor Nnamchi stated that his agenda for the constituency will focus on capacity building, free education, equal distribution of constituency projects, empowerment, and poverty alleviation.
I will do everything possible. There's nothing I wouldn't do to make sure I satisfy my people. Because what I hear during the campaign is enough is enough. And not enough is loud and clear in my election. So I'll do everything to provide it. If you check, you will see that I've already started.
Some stakeholders, friends, and family at the Thanksgiving believe that with his wealth of knowledge, Professor Paul Nnamchi will deliver on his campaign promises and bring home dividends of democracy, considering his antecedent of charitable contribution to his constituency.
My utmost desire is that God will give my husband more wisdom and also give him more direction to be able to achieve all the good plans he set out to achieve for the people of Enugu East and East Isuzo Federal Constituency.
I think you're beginning to see at least two of the legislators from here have demonstrated their competence and their capacity. So that is just illustration. So I'm confident that they will do well. And of course, if they begin to misstep, we're here to redirect them.
He's a man that carries people along in his dealings. One thing I love with him is that he's a man of courage. He's a man of his words. From time to time, the conversation I used to have with him, he said that he made a promise to his people that he will try as much as possible to make sure that he fulfills his promises.
I can tell you confidently that he will deliver. He is capable. I am not just his constituent. I know him beyond the essence of today, like I have said.
Earlier at the Thanksgiving Mass at St. Andrew's Basilica, Transekulu, Venerable Chikezie Igwemba charged Christians to have faith in God, to provide all their needs according to his riches, and advised them to always keep to his commandments.
God has created space and accommodation for these things to survive. How much more you?
Professor Paul Nnamchi took over from Cornelius Nnaji as the member representing Enugu East Issues of Federal Constituency.
We really cannot thank God enough for his favors and blessings. We wish the lawmaker a successful tenure. Now, doing good is not an exclusive reserve of any sector, class, or persons. Same way, a good deed can be located either in a glass house, a shrine, or elsewhere. The story of a traditional man, Dr. Callistus Anichebe, is a case in point, as his philanthropic gestures, through the use of roots and herbs, has earned him a special recognition and a meritorious award in a most spectacular manner, as Mina Adobe Ukovasi tells us in this report.
Chief Callistus Chukwuka Anichebe of Obunofiandono, Ezago, Enugu State, is a well-known traditional medicine practitioner, an act inherited from the family lineage. Unlike most practitioners, Chief Callistus uses his practice to treat the indigent, sometimes without charges. Also, as his title implies, Aka Baligwe Wam, he mastered the act of rainmaking. These acts of philanthropy earned him recognition and meritorious award courtesy Igbo Voice newspaper and magazine.
Yeah, he's one of those proficient traditional doctors who have a lot of things to make Igbos, especially the ill ones, people that are not in good health. Many people have been testifying all around that Akabaribe is a very good traditional doctor.
Testimonials from indigents speak volumes of his extraordinary talent and natural endowments towards certain traditional practices, including rainmaking and use of various herbs for treatment.
He deserves it beyond that. When I say deserve it beyond that, is what he's doing and what people have known is beyond what other people can do in this village. Not only in this village, Enugu generally.
Deserve the award because one good turn deserves another, and I say kudos to the Voice newspapers and magazine for recognizing him and putting their eyes and mind down to pick up from where people neglected.
I believe in the healing of Chief Dr. Chika Anuchere for the traditional medicine.
The award recipient expressed gratitude to Igbo Voice newspapers and magazine for deeming him worthy of such recognition and award, which he said came to him as a surprise, and promised to always use his talent to serve humanity.
Igbo Voice Award that they're giving to me today, I not even think that somebody like me can merit it.
The Igbo Voice newspapers and magazine thrives in promoting Igbo culture and tradition, as well as ensuring that Igbo language does not go extinct in the face of the speed of civilization. In Enugu, Nina Adobe Kobasi, NT News.
It was enjoyment and entertainment galore for army children of both Muslim and Christian inclination as the General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army hosted families of soldiers of the division and the spirit of the Eid el-Kabir. Mina Adobe Okobasi was at the party ground and brings us the sights and sounds of the event.
Defying the rain, which they termed showers of blessings, army children and wives of 82 Division Cantonment Enugu danced away in happiness and joy, depicting the reason for the celebration, which is Salah, organized by the General Officer commanding 82 Division, Major General Aminu Shinade, to thank God for the privilege of life to witness the 2023 celebration. There were dance presentations on the lineup of the events. The first was a dance by the Naowa group of schools pupils. It was a drama titled Unity in Diversity.
Let's join hands together to live this country to a greater height, because in unity we stand and divided we fall. Keep us together.
A dance performance by the Igbo Cultural Dance Group and TIV dance groups followed swiftly. Fulani Dance Troupe and Hausa Dance Troupe were not left out of the activities of the day. The hip-hop dancers wrapped up the dance of the day with well-choreographed dance steps that entertained the guests. At the end of the event, Juliet Eze, who represented the wife of the GOC, had this to say.
GOC just put it together to entertain families in the barracks. He just wants the barracks to be happy, to stay together, enjoy together, and that is what we are preaching, unity in our diversity.
Indeed, the Army Children's Salah Party was a melting ground where friendship and family bonds were built and sealed with lots of happiness and joy.
We say a big thank you to the GOC for putting smiles on the faces of these children. Recently, we reported that the Anambra State government bust a prostitution syndicate in Oka. Well, they are not repentant. The twist is that another woman heading a cartel in Oba, alongside her husband, attempted to bribe their way through with the sum of 2 million naira, a move which has compounded their case. Chinyere Fesi Okoye tells us more.
She thought it was a child's play, and the end of the discussion on that fateful day, when youths of Oba community in the Demili South local government area of Anambra State stormed her brothel in anger, marched out all the prostitutes, warned her to desist from harboring underage girls as prostitutes, or else she will face the music. After this, instead of having remorse and turning a new leaf, the sins of the so-called Madam Ukuvenza, Mrs. Chioma Okeke, who has been on the run, found her out when she tried to strike a dirty deal with Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ifi Obinabo. The rest is now history.
The husband opted to come and see me, that the wife is scared, that she needed to water the ground for me before coming to see me one-on-one. I said, okay, let them come and water ground for me. So they came and bribed me with 300,000. I collected the money. But before then, I had already intimated the place, even Mr. Governor. They encouraged me to play along. Because I went further to I will need to see the way. She said, yes, that she will come one-on-one and give me the balance of the money. She wants to give me one-off, then now be giving me my own share every month. I said, okay, I want to see her so that I'll know the person I'm talking with.
You were caught with me, right?
Yeah.
You don't know me.
I don't know.
But you were sitting with me, discussing with me. You gave them 300,000 and it's on tape. You better start apologizing to the public. Tell others that are doing the same. If you want to run where prostitutes should be, they should just concentrate on adults.
Yes, ma'am.
On adults. And
yes,
not little children.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry, ma'am. So I'm begging the whole world to forgive me. Please forgive me.
Newsline also gathered that the suspect has gone into this child prostitution business since 2019. On the fate of the little girls.
We are going to use her to get those children for rehabilitation.
The commissioner says the matter will be charged to court accordingly. In Oka, Chinyere Fesi Okoye, NTA News.
I hope the perpetrator of this crime will be brought to book. And this is what we call it a day on this week's edition of Sunday Rendezvous. We thank you so much for being a part of it. Good night and God bless.